And as soon as I took the tool off, air wouldn't hold in it. So now I'm at the Arctic Ocean
that last little stretch
with the tire that won't hold air. So we're going to Grandma's Kitchen. I asked some guys here, is there a tire shop around? There's not a whole lot, stuff's closed, but he says Grandma's Kitchen has a tire shop in the back.
The audience, I mean, come on.
Hold on, we gotta do one of these. Tools all over the place.
Trust for my truck.
All right, so my man Corey is going to be taking me to Grandma's tire shop, and hopefully I can get home tonight and I'm not sleeping in a field. Thanks, man.
All right, no worries.
Not Grandma's Kitchen. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, two, please. Okay.
All right, well, we're on tuck time. We're gonna have a beer, see what happens.
That's okay. Take your time. We're gonna be out
Arctic
here.
Ocean.
Let your husband entertain.
Furthest north you can get in Canada. I'm stuck here. The nice thing is, no matter what time this is ready, whether it's today, tomorrow, midnight, 2 a.m., I have enough light to hopefully make it back. It doesn't get dark here.
Did you build this yourself?
John's gonna open the bar for us.
Oh.
Hello. All right, so we're hanging out at Grandma's Kitchen. John, who's been super helpful and friendly and hospitable, is in trying to get the tire fixed. I'm really hoping that when I lost all the pressure of the tire, because we replaced the valve stem, it still won't hold air. I'm hoping that one of those beads, so PSA, don't put beads in your tires. It's the worst thing ever. I'm hoping that one of those beads made its way between the tire bead and the rim bead, and if we take the tire off and just clean everything up, I hope it'll hold air. And then I'm going to try and put that bolt that holds the crash bar to the frame, put a bolt in it, and see what we can do. I also left all my gear, like literally every single piece of it, back in Inuvik. Thought it'd be easier riding the road with nothing, so don't know what we'll do. Yeah, I guess I'll sleep outside maybe. Stuck in Tuktoyaktuk at the top of the world with absolutely nothing. Go to Tuk, they said. It'll be an adventure, they said. Well, I always say that as long as you don't get physically injured and you make it out the other side, the worst stories at the time turn into the best stories. As long as that's the case here, this will turn into a good story. It really doesn't feel like that at the time. And I'm a little concerned about getting back safely, to be 100% honest. I was already kind of dreading the ride back. It really was, I wasn't exaggerating. It was 3 hours of kind of terror. The road is just sand, gravel. I mean, look at this. And that's just minor. It's a lot worse on the road. I was already really apprehensive about going. Now, not knowing what's going on with the tire, I gotta put it back together. I hope I can find a torque wrench somewhere for the rear axle. And then that bolt that holds the crash bar to the frame has worked its way loose. I hope I can figure something out with that. I don't think I'm gonna be able to weld it, maybe stick a bolt on it, I don't know. So at the moment, I'm a little worried about my safety, but if I make it out the other side, it'll be a great story. And if not, no one will ever see this. Bye, Curtis. Bye, Steve. Bye, Curtis. Bye, Steve. All right, so update number 246. Got the tire off, tipped the bike over, got the wheel off, brought it to the tire shop, only tire shop in town behind Grandma's restaurant, Grandma's Kitchen. And turns out that John doesn't know how to do motorcycle tires. And the tire's a little bit mangled. So he has me stranded, and I gotta pay $600 to put it on a truck and bring it down to Inuvik, and hope that somebody in Inuvik can help me, I guess, tomorrow. So we'll be back for update 248 and 249, and probably up to 280, 290, we'll see. It's an adventure. All right, me and Johnny are on the way back to well, we're gonna go to Inuvik. We have to go pick up the bike first. That should be entertaining, trying to get that in. Hopefully I don't break too many other things. But he's so nice, he stopped off at his house here to see if he's got some straps, because I want to strap it down, obviously, rather than it bouncing around on that horrible road. So thanks, Johnny. Biggest pingo in Canada. Quick update, it is 9:30. I left Fort McPherson at about 8:30. We're heading back to Inuvik, bike's in the back. It's now leaking gas also, so yeah, we'll just check in later and see how I figure it all out. Thanks, Johnny.
Wow.
Yes, I'm actually leaving my bike here for the night. All right, it's 7:30 in the morning. Could be 7:30 at night. Could be midnight, could be noon. It's hard to really tell anymore. The sun never goes down. Haven't been able to sleep for a few days, which is gonna make this interesting to deal with. And the mosquitoes are just crazy. So I need to escape the Arctic. I don't know how coherent all my thoughts were yesterday. I was a little bit frazzled trying to deal with everything. So basically what happened is one of the beads got caught inside the valve stem. I tried to air out a little bit of tire because the bike was just skidding all over that road yesterday. Tried to air out. As soon as I tried to take some air out, all the air lost all the tire up in Tuktoyaktuk, the furthest north you can get. So took the valve stem out, found one of the little beads in it, replaced that, but now the bead won't hold air. So the tire needed to come off. While I was looking at that, the little bolt that holds the crash bar onto the frame, I snapped the weld somewhere on the Dempster. So it's actually a good thing that the tire happened, because if I hadn't caught that weld, the bolt was working its way loose and it would have just fallen. I would have gone down bad. So the universe works in mysterious ways. But when I tried to get I wanted to get the tire fixed up there's only one tire shop behind Grandma's kitchen. Called the guy, told it. He said, oh, it's easier if you get the tire off. Whatever, I just needed to do it. So we kicked the bike over, took the tire off. In my haste, because the bike was on its side and not the normal way I would do things, didn't even think about the rear caliper. So the rear caliper got stretched somewhere along the line, and it's leaking brake fluid. So it's leaking brake fluid, the bolt's out of the bottom, and the tire's the main thing. Got to get that going. And it started leaking gas, but I think that'll be okay. So, oh, and the tire guy that told me take the tire off and bring it to me, when I brought it to him, he was just drinking beer. He's a great guy. John, you're awesome. I love you too. But man, he wouldn't fix the tire until we all had a couple beers. And then he went into the garage and just started hacking away at the rim with the car tire machine. Smashed up my rim. And then tells me he doesn't know how to do motorcycle tires. Oh man. I wanted an adventure. I got it. You're along with me for the day. I really hope I can get this thing fixed and on the road. Let's go. Oh, and shout out Curtis and Steve, my boys. Don't know what I would have done without you. They didn't leave me. Leave no man behind. They got a place outside of town, and by the time I got back at 10:30, 11, whatever time it was last night, they let me crash on the floor. We're outside of the city a little bit. So I'm gonna try and hitchhike into the city because there's no one in the office to call a cab. Whoa! I mean, really, who's gonna stop and pick up some strange guy on the side of the road outside of Inuvik with an axe that looks like a weapon in his hand? I don't know how many kilometers it is or how long it's gonna take me. I wonder how easy it would be to be just disappeared without a trace up here. Abby, you legend. Abby stopped, gave me a ride into town. Man, it's incredible. Everybody has been like super friendly and helpful. Everywhere, just people are bending over backwards to help. I really hope that trend continues. And I guess when you're this far away from anything and any other sort of help, you're sort of reliant on the help of others, because, you know, they hope that you do the same for them when the time comes, which I will. I will. All right, update 7:22. Got dropped into town. First hitchhiking I've ever done in my life. A lot of firsts here. Walked, found a taxi up to Northwind where I dropped the bike off last night. Pulled in the parking lot and the bike was standing upright on a stand. My man Tom, thank you, sir. Tom's a rider and it just hurt him to see the bike on the side, so he stood it up. Pointed me in the direction of a tire shop around the corner. Went in there, talked to Roy, another nice guy. Everybody's really friendly. Sure, they're all gonna charge me a fortune. And yeah, he said, okay, fine, come back, and he's in the middle of something, come back in an hour. I'll have it apart, we can look at it together, figure out what to do from there. So I'm gonna drive, which is driving or riding. I'm gonna walk back into town, see if I can get a coffee and some breakfast and come on back. Join me. And if you don't know where I am and you can't really understand it, look up Tuktoyaktuk. And then look up Inuvik. I'm in Inuvik right now, the capital of the Northwest Territories. I think it's like 6,000 or 7,000 kilometers from home.
And plus my whole body is stiff from the gym. Like I just got over chest pull trying to go to the gym, work out my hardest, and everything was just sore. I'm like, my legs. Here's
I met some friends. They were so nice and they've picked me up and they're entertaining me. Say hi.
Hi.
Yes, so I was walking down the road trying to get back into town and then two girls in the red Ford Explorer pulled over and offered me a ride. I was really happy and I got in. I could hear them slurring as soon as I got in. And they turned around and handed me a bottle of vodka and said, do you want a drink? It was like, I don't even think it was 10 in the morning yet. I want a drink driving around drunk. I'm safe though. Thanks, Chris. We got a spoke showing here. All right, update 899. The sealant that makes it a tubeless tire has just been completely eaten away by those glass beads. I can't even say that word without feeling like a little twinge of anger. Yeah, it's really eaten away at it. I'm not sure how well it'll show up on camera, but it's down to the metal at points. Even there's holes where the spokes pick it up. So I can't ride on that, especially not down this road. I put a little bit of rubber sealant cement on it. I don't know how well that's gonna work. And then I also don't know what the shape of the front tire is. So with all that weight put on it, I've made it to where I am. At least I'm somewhere. I don't really know if I should go down the Dempster Highway. The other thing I thought about doing was pulling the valve stem out and putting some tubes in. There's no tubes in town. I'd have to order them in, find somewhere to stay. I don't know how long that would take. So I'm gonna see if I can at least get the bike put back together and then go from there, figure out what to do. It's holding air, so that's one thing done. But I don't know if it's definitely not rideable 8,000 kilometers home like that. And if I can get it somewhere where there's a population center, maybe I can have a better job of it. We'll see. The sun is incredibly hot. Forgot to put sunscreen on this morning. I'm definitely gonna get burned walking kilometer after kilometer in and out of town. Woo! All right, I found some food. And I guess I just got to go back to where I left my bags this morning, which was at the hotel that the guys were staying at. See what to do about that and just wait for the call on the bike. Nobody seems confident to work on that bike at all. When I was trying to get the tire and the bolt and everything, he just said, well, here's the jack, you can do it. And I said, I don't have any tools. He said, well, I can give you a couple of tools. And went over and the bike's moving on the jack. And so yeah, I'm just gonna hope he can get that tire on, and then once that step's done, on to the next step. You've got to look at it one step at a time, otherwise it'll become overwhelming. Well, I always say that as long as you make it out and you survive, then the toughest times when you're traveling an adventure turn into the best stories. The operative statement being, as long as you survive. Yeah, so I'm here, day 2. It looks like what I'm going to try and do is just about got that back tire on, and I'm going to just slime it up. I bought some cans of slime, and I'm just going to pour the slime in and try and get it down the Dempster. Wish me the best. Oh man, it's so hot here. It's like 30 degrees, and the sun just doesn't go away. There's not really many places to escape it. Who would have thought? All right, team. Molly's running again. I'm gonna take it back to Roy, slime those tires, put as much slime on both of them as I can, and just hope it holds. Get down the Dempster. It's 800 kilometers of punishing dirt road with no help. But I don't really have any other options. Every other option was not really an option. Extremely expensive and not gonna work. So, here we go. All right, so we slimed the rear tire, slimed the front tire. Slimed the front tire as a preventative measure because I'm not sure how the bead sealer is, or the spoke sealer, to make it a tubeless. So went to put the slime in there and then it wouldn't hold air. So we blew the bead out. It's holding air. I'm just hoping for the best. I've lost track how many times I've walked up or down this road carrying a front or back tire. All right, my boy Chance and my boy Roy have been helping me all day long. Say hi, guys. These are the guys. If you ever need anything in Inuvik at Northwind Tire, come here. Thank you guys so much. It's literally all day. All right, so I lost track of where I even was with the videos. A couple more tires came off and I walked them back and forth between the two shops again. I finally got the opportunity to get on the road about 7 o'clock. Wasn't any better option to get out of here, so I can't stay around there anymore. So I'm on the road. I have made it to the Mackenzie crossing, and I got another, I don't know, probably 300 kilometers to go, hopefully today. Get to Eagle Plains, which is where I'd like to get. It's the only thing kind of halfway through, and Steve and Curtis are there, so I'd like to see them again. And yeah. I got the ferry all to myself. I can't open the helmet though because the mosquitoes are too bad. All right, it's 1:30 a.m. and I have made it to Eagle Plains. Mission escape the Arctic, successful. Mission survive the Dempster, status pending. I'm gonna go set up my tent and get back at it in the morning. Meet up with, I found Curtis and Steve's bike, so meet up with them in the morning. All right, well, it looks like I got out of here just in time. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but the bugs are crazy. That was actually my biggest fear coming up here, and it didn't happen. I think we came up just at the right time, right before the hot part of the season. But coming back last night, I even tried to stop and take pictures. It was impossible. The second you stop, they just swarm you. See if I can pick it up on the bike. It's mental. Look at this, it's crazy. They're the biggest mosquitoes ever. All right, option surviving the Dempster successfully completed.